Hey there, church family. Pastor Michael here. Number 11. So we're over a third of the way through now. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Spend a few minutes online and that verse will apply to you. I saw a lot of it today without even really looking. I just logged into Facebook. That's all it really takes. You'll see people reviling against Christians. I've seen this since what I'm getting ready to say about since the whole thing with the SNAP benefits running out. People have been posting, supposedly claiming that, they went to these Christian churches to try to get help, and they all said no, but they went to a mosque, and the mosque helped them without any question. They went to a Buddhist temple, and the Buddhist temple helped them without any question. But the Christian churches wouldn't. Well, most of them wouldn't, rather, to be fair. And I'm thinking, that just doesn't make sense. And why even say it? I mean, it's not like the whole thing with the government shutdown and people losing, government assistance funds is the fault of Christians in any way, shape, or form. But it's just a way for non-believers to help spread their message. And we need to be aware of it, and we need to counter it. And I usually don't do this, but I did do it on this one I saw, and I posted. So help me understand. This is what I posted. I said, so help me understand this. These people who are claiming to go to Christian churches that aren't helping them, but the Buddhist temples and Islam and the mosques are. Okay, well, how come whenever I look up for food banks and homeless shelters, anywhere, they're almost all, if they're religious in any sense of the word, they're all Christian based or Catholic based. I was unable to find, of course I didn't do an exhaustive search, but I was unable to find any Buddhist or Islamic homeless shelter or soup kitchen or food bank or anything like that. So it doesn't make any sense to me how anybody can even make claims like that. Oh, so the Christians don't help people in need, because we got all these people who lost their food assistance. So all of a sudden, more and more people are going to churches and asking for help, and they're not getting it from the Christian churches, but all these other churches who honestly don't even let you in the door normally unless you're already a professing believer. They suddenly open their doors to you and give you help. It's just weird. And it's just another way that people are using to, vilify Christians. And it's sad, it's disheartening, and unfortunately a lot of people will believe it. I've gotten one comment. One person did reply, and it was a weird reply, and the reply was, well, if you don't believe it's true, you can look it up and see that these are real people saying these things. And so I replied to the person. I said, I never doubted the authenticity of the person. I doubted the authenticity of what they were saying. And so name me the churches that they went to. The people on that side of the political aisle love to name names and call people out and cancel people or whatever you want to call it, but they're not calling names out in cases like this. And that's how you know, whenever people say they just name you as part of a group, or they just name a group, that's when you know most likely there's no standing or no basis or in truth and reality to whatever they're saying. When somebody says the Christians are doing this, or the Christians in this city or whatever are doing that, if they can't put a name to it, like the name of a church at least, or then they're just making it up. 95%. So you're going to get that, you're going to hear that, you're going to endure that. And you're going to have to, and if you choose to respond to it, if the Lord leads you to respond to it, if the Lord leads you to respond to it, not if you lead you to respond to it, if the Lord leads you to respond to it. And I must admit, I didn't really ask the Lord to respond to those comments when I made the comment I made. So that was my bad, big time. But at least I wasn't, I was just asking a question. I wasn't being, rude or confrontational. I was just asking a simple question. But if you really feel the Lord leading you to, confront somebody, doing that type of thing, then do it in love. You can't counteract hate with hate. It just doesn't work. It doesn't balance out. Hate plus hate equals hate. Hate plus love equals love. Hate cannot overcome love. It just can't, especially the love of Christ. So that's how you counteract the persecution, the name calling, the vilifying and all that. And that's how you make it through the day, and that's how you win people to Jesus Christ, is through His love and your faith in Him. So show it and be the believer He wants you to believe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.